He wanted to give a short intro because Tim was concerned about what I would say about him. He will use some facts, statistics, and stories to challenge our audience on what we really need to protect, the money machine. Please welcome Tim and his 5 to 7 minute speech, The Money Machine.
This room is cattywampus, or I say catty, but it's cat-out-wampus. Is that?
Yeah, that's true.
There we go. First off, I have to apologize. My last couple of weeks has been kind of a weird week, couple of weeks, in the fact that I wasn't here 2 weeks ago. Karen stepped in for me. My mother-in-law had passed away, and so I was attending a funeral in Nebraska, and this afternoon I will get in the car again and travel back up to Nebraska because my sister's mother-in-law passed away, and so in 2 weeks I've gone to 2 funerals. So my presentation is probably not as polished as I'd like, but I wanted to get this done. So I want to share with you this morning a story. And it made an impact on my life as I listened to it. It's a story called The Money Machine. How would you like to have a machine in your house? And this machine would produce an amount of income equal to what you're currently making. So each week you could go to this room and open up the door where this machine sits, and you could grab a sum of money equal to what your weekly pay is. Month in and month out, year after year, this machine would just continue to produce a sum of income. Over the years, this income would increase. This machine would continue to increase its payment, just as your income would increase. Over those years, you think about in your mind how much this would be. 10 years, 15, 20 years. It'd be quite a sum of money that this machine would produce month after month. I don't know what you make today, but for that person that's 30 years today, making $50,000, working to age 65, that income would be about $2.5 million. That's a fortune. Think about this machine. Think about in your mind what this would generate month over month. There's one catch. This machine doesn't cost you anything, but you got to keep it in your house. You can't have a guard to protect it. You can't take it to the bank and store it there. You have to keep it in your house. Once again, this machine would produce money every day. Speaking of money, money buys assets. If I had to poll the group here and ask you what your largest asset would be, most people would say maybe a house. Maybe 401k before the market's gone down, but let's stick with the house to help me with this. So over here I have my house. I live in Leawood Estates, and before I closed on my house, the mortgage company says I had to get an insurance binder before they gave me the keys to the house. So in case the house burnt down, I would basically end up they would be protected and I would be protected as well. So I have this asset called my house. Now, I've lived in Leawood Estates for 11 years. There's 1,500 homes in Leawood. There's been one house that's burned to the ground because of a fire. I'm not an actuarial person, but if you think about the one house, 11 years, and 1,500 homes, the odds of a total loss is pretty low. Another study that I found while I was researching this, and I realized it kind of tied it all together with my wife. She's in the fire prevention mode because the most common claim for a fire is in the kitchen. 46% of claims start in the kitchen with a fire. She's in the fire prevention mode because she does not cook. Save that for another story. Going back to that list of assets, you might also think about maybe a car. Car is another asset that we may put on that balance sheet. So I'm over to buy my new car. Before I walk out the door, what happens? they're going to turn around and ask me for an insurance card. And if I don't give it at that point, as soon as the first call I'm going to make when I'm driving out of the lot is to who? To my State Farm agent saying, I need comprehensive coverage on this car. I'm worried about something happening to us. We've all seen those commercials with Nationwide and the baby and protecting my little car here. So I did some research on that as well. And the Insurance Institute says that basically every 17.9 years, you will have a claim on your car or motorcycle, potentially. 17.9 years. So if you think about that, in your driving lifetime, you're going to end up with approximately 3 to 4 claims, but yet we have comprehensive coverage. Which brings me back to where I started with my money machine. Think about that for a minute. If you had such a machine, it could break down and I could call Mark Maish over and he could try to fix it. But what would we insure it for? Its replacement value like the home, comprehensive coverage like the car? What would we cover that for? Now we know Paul Harvey always talks about the rest of the story, right? So let me tell you the rest of the story. Do you hear it? Do you feel it? You're the money machine. You're the money machine. So I did some statistics on that because we do break down, and I can go to the other Mark and try to have him fix me. But in my working years, between ages of 18 to 65, you're 3 times more likely to have a disability than have a death claim. If you're starting at age 25 to 65, you have a 25% chance of having a disability claim that lasts more than 90 days. 1 in 4. It could be arthritis. It could be a sports injury. It could be depression. It could be a back injury. Car accident, bicycle accident. Lots of things that can happen to us. We take a lot of time to protect the house and the car. But have we protected the money machine? Thank you.